now.
Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome to United View and welcome to another red carpet. There's no way to go around this. There's no way to dress this up with excitement and this, that, and the other. We got to talk. We got to talk. We've all been doing a lot of talking, a lot of shouting, a lot of cussing, a lot of swearing, a lot of attacks. But we have to come and we have to talk. We got absolutely humbled yesterday, played off the part, embarrassed, destroyed, humiliated, all of these things. And a lot of us have realized some stuff. Some of us are at different places, etc., etc. I can speak for myself of where I'm at. I will do that. You lot have seen what I've been saying. We're all going to talk about how we're feeling. Big up to Alice, big up to Owen, big up to KG, big up to Saeed. Adam is on his way at 1:15. He's got a lot to say. I spoke to I called him. I called Adam. I had a half an hour chat with Adam.
I saw his talk sport thing.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, boy, let's get into it. Get your comments in, peeps. You're gonna let us have it. Well, some of us, you're gonna have your say. Let's open up. Saeed, pissing down rain yesterday.
Yeah,
saw each other briefly. And then just time and weather. Just Adam's pulling up early. Shit. Adam's not even. Shit.
You know the shit's hitting the fan when I'm on it early.
Wait. I only just got to Saeed. I just finished saying that you was going to be here at 1:15. Adam said no. All right. Big up to you, Adam. I didn't think you'd be into 1:15. I was just gone to Saeed there. Saeed.
Yeah.
What are you saying, bro?
I just want to say, first of all, if everyone can raise their hands up if you're Ten Hag out.
Yeah.
No, not all. So you still undecided.
Like,
no. For me, I don't want to do all of this. I want to raise your hand if you're Ten Hag out.
I'm out.
Okay. So it's only Alice that's still maybe believing. Still waiting for Aston Villa. Okay,
he's on thin ice.
Okay, I'll respect that. But
I was really waiting for Aston Villa. I'm done. I'm not lying.
Yeah. You're done. That's all I want to do, because for me, then we don't have to go with the, you know what I mean? But I didn't say it, you know, get all the video clips of me telling Owen, yo, can you get me that video clip? That's all I wanted to know. But listen, this is nothing new for me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I've been calling this out for a long time. And I'm not going to come on here and say, yo, listen, I told you so. But I did tell you so. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I said for me, that FA Cup win, let's enjoy it. But he still needs to be sacked, mate. All them people who wrote Ineos letter, shame on you. Literally, you've just literally cost us a couple of months for no reason. You've just literally cost us another 3-0. Well, 2 3-0s actually, in the space of a couple of weeks. It's embarrassing. Nobody should be blaming the players, because half of the players are his. He spent 600 million. It's on him. Tactically, again, poor. Tottenham Hotspur didn't even have a recognized DM. We bought one in Ogate, and he's looking like not even a DM. he was meant to be protecting our back line, and they didn't have a DM. But Ange Postecoglou, who KG, you keep mocking every single time, and I see you all the time say, "Oh, but Ange Postecoglou." You know what Ange Postecoglou has? He at least has an identity. He at least has something. You know what? It might not work every single in terms of the cups and whatnot. He might not have got the cups, but you know what? Tottenham, you can see what they represent in the years that he's been. What has Ten Hag represented since he's been here? Tell me. There's nothing to represent Ten Hag's style of play. And yet again, we are talking about 25 3+ goals. It's crazy. It's criminal. I'm going to say it right now. Ten Hag is the worst manager to ever manage Manchester United. I don't care, mate. David Moyes was not fully backed. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was never meant to be there. Van Gaal should have been given time. Mourinho is toxic. Who else have I missed? Ten Hag is the worst coach because this brother was proven at Ajax. He came in, he's a coward because at the end of the day, he didn't stick by his principles. For me, if you don't stick by your principles, you're a coward, mate. And he's been given the tools, he's been given every money, and yet still, we're still talking about, but he still probably needs this, he still probably needs that. Like, generally, guys, he doesn't know his starting 11. Amad Diallo, one of the best players this season, drops him. Christian Eriksen, who he didn't probably need against FC 20, he then drops him for a game against Tottenham, who I believe should have benefited from him. He keeps playing Bruno Fernandes, and again, Bruno Fernandes. We're having a debate about Bruno Fernandes. How? It's crazy. The guy lost the ball 4 times in the first couple of minutes of the game. The captain of the football club. And people can talk about the red card. And I know, KG, we spoke, and you said it clearly. Red card's not an excuse, so fair play to you on that one, yeah? But that red card, 11v11, 10v11, we're going to lose that game. We've got bozos in our team. Lisandro Martinez needs to be called out. I rate Lisandro Martinez highly. But you know what? I'm sick of this just sticking your leg out. You know, fouls in the middle of the box. It's not good enough. Certain players went missing yesterday, but ultimately, the system. And you know what the most telling thing about yesterday was, yeah? Udogie was on the floor for about at least 3 or 4 minutes. I was thinking to myself, right, Ten Hag, grab the players in. We've been playing poorly. Let's regather. Let's, you know. Nobody went up to him. I think it was only Garnacho. And Garnacho was kind of almost like saying, what are you saying there, boss? Like, as if almost to say, I don't want to really go near you. Nobody came to say, you know what? What's the plan? Everyone just stood there, just wandering around. It just shows you there's a lack of connection. There's a lack of communication from the manager. The manager does not communicate well with the players. That's why they look clueless when they go on the football pitch. And this has been happening for 3 years. And these trophies have masked the real problems at this club. I'm sorry, guys. The FA Cup, for me, really should never happen. Coventry were 1 toe away. When you look at the Carabao Cup run here, let's be real here, man. We played Charlton. We played Philip. I don't even know who did we play with along. It was a comical route. And in that final, if I'm being truly honest with you, yeah, we got the goals, yeah. But Newcastle in that first half bopped us off the park. But anyway, we got the trophies. But all of my main point is that them trophies that I said in the summer, and I told you guys, I said, guys, we're making a mistake here. And Ineos made their first mistake. They allowed Ten Hag to stay based on that cup. That cup was just literally papering over the cracks. It was, guys. And we all saw it coming. But now we're on here and we're talking about, but now he should go. He should have gone time ago, man. The warning signs have been there. And for me, we could talk about Aston Villa. We could talk about Porto, mate. It's not going to change anything. You might beat Aston Villa on a mad day, but then you know what? We'll probably lose against Brentford or West Ham away. That's the reality. It's literally 1 step forward, 5 steps back. And that's been Ten Hag's reign throughout the whole lot. So for me, enough is enough. I've seen this coming, but hey ho, everyone learns late, eh? And it is what it is.
KG, anything to say?
Well, I'll go through it 1 second. Now you know what, like.
Oh, you got a speech?
No, I've not got a speech, but then
got something prepared. He got something prepared. Yeah.
Just to be on point. Let's give him a. Here you go. Let's call this guy. There you go. So I'm adding into the thing.
Yo, stop.
Turkish, you're live. You're live on the red carpet. I said, this guy put me to the side, to be honest, in true form, in true Big Six form. I thought I was going to get away with it. You know, he said, who's Ten Hag out here? Yeah. And he said, I was trying to do this shaky thing. He goes, nah, raise your hands if you're Ten Hag out. I put my hands up. I put my hands up. And as you can see in your account, straight away, as I've said that, where's the money? It's in your account, right? Do you want to verify it?
Yes, it's in my account. It's definitely in my account.
Absolutely. As soon as it was done, I literally just called you for verification purposes because people don't believe. You know, I had to make sure. Saeed kind of put me. I was trying to hopefully get out to international break, to be honest. I was trying to hold on to my.
know.
I was trying to hold on
I
to.
know.
We spoke today. I called you earlier today,
Yeah.
and I said it's over.
You tried. You tried.
But anyway, I'll speak to you later. Wicked. I had to do that to let everyone know for the people that was wondering if
First,
Turkish should get his money.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And confirm the amount just to people that are not aware of the bet. How much have you put in?
Oh, I thought I was meant to pay him more. He has to send me £50 back. I thought it was a 150.
You
You
don't even know how much you've bet. You don't even know.
Brother, I was getting crazy
You
that
don't
year.
even know,
It's a
bro.
mad year. Last year was crazy. I went crazy that year. That was a last year bet that is only come to roost today. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. I saw my Turkish, piss off. Wait, Turkish, I'm doing a show, bro. We're live. You're live on the show. Wait, hold on, Turkish. What's that?
It is 150.
It is 150.
Yeah. Just to confirm that.
That's what I was thinking. I was
You're
thinking,
moving
Yeah,
mad,
yeah,
trying to
it
get
was-
money
it
back,
was
and you actually bet
crazy.
150. Bro, you should give him another £50 for that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I still got to send him a big six invoice, so I'll be getting some of that back.
Shameless.
That's taking a piss.
Anyway, when the fun stop. But yeah, let's get into it, man. Yesterday, I had an awakening. And big up to the people that were there first. Big up to Adam. Big up to Saeed. You know what I mean? And it is a hold that. It is a hold that for me. But what I did is, well, Flex saw me. It was pouring down with rain, and I looked at the Trinity. Then I turned to the stadium. I looked back at the Trinity, and I just stared at the stadium. I thought, it's over. Literally, I had the moment of, this is over. It's finished. This is it now. There was a moment in the game. There was a little passage where the first 10, 15 minutes, and I goes, you saw it. Josh will have the clip of me, even those moments when I'm still trying to cheer the boys on. This is 2-0 down. I'm like, come on. Like, I'm the United. You know, when everyone was
raining on your finger. I goes, they're not kidding me.
They're not even worth it. He goes, they're not even worth it. They're not even worth it. I got to cheer for my team. I'm like, literally, but then the reality is hitting in of, guess who's coming to play Man United soon? Man City, Arsenal. These are the people that have to travel. Man City, Arsenal, Aston Villa. We have to go to Liverpool. We have to go. Chelsea, we are going to lose. We're going to, in terms of, we probably lose double figures in games. We'll probably lose like that, really. Like, if we go to Arsenal, does anyone fancy us to beat Arsenal away?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. In the way we are right now. Anyone fancy us getting a point at Liverpool? Absolutely not. So then after you start to say, well, we've already lost this many games already. This is a fallacy. There's 4 players that are brand new in the team and they don't know they are struggling. So you know when you talk about the deadwood that we need to get rid of, well, guess what? These are brand new players. So there's no excuses, bro. Literally, and I said this is going to be the season of no excuses, but then just watching it, this is obviously what everyone else was talking about from before. But I'm going to back my team. I'm going to stay with the team until the wheels come off. And guess what? It's just a reality. There's a moment of, well, it's not going to... I thought last season was really a blip. I thought we finished 8th and there was a mitigating circumstances. And guess what? We'd be like, this season, he's learned, we'll be okay. I was wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm okay to say that. I was wrong. I missed it. I really wanted it to go this way. I really wanted it to work. It didn't. Hold that KG. Do you know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, and there's nowhere to turn. I was wrong. I backed this manager and it's not going to work. He can't turn it around. He spoke to the players, bro. He spoke to the players at halftime and they conceded a goal in 3 minutes. Yeah. What did he say to them, man, bro? They did it again. He done the same run, bro. So again, like, there's nowhere for me to run in it. I backed Ten Hag. I can't now be like, I wasn't a part of it. I was a part of it. Back this manager to the end. And guess what? We're at the end. I have to hold that. My hands are up.
Adam, you turned up early than expected. Although actually you're about to start talking at the time you normally would have. So sorry about that. But I said before you came in, I called Adam today, had a half an hour conversation with him. And yeah, I know where you're at, but enlighten us share where you're at with everyone. You've been there already, really, haven't you?
Yeah. A lot of people have probably seen my reactions over the weekend out there. I was one of them, like KG, pissing down rain. I think I said pissing down rain about 8 times. I was that depressed at weekend. But KG just touched on something right there. It's like, you've just had love for your team and your manager, mate. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I don't want to make a point about the Ten Hag inners being wrong or anything like that. Like, you want to see the positive side, and that's all any fan wants from this. Every fan's the same. We want to see the positive side of things. Even Saeed will admit to that. He sees a positive. You talk about the positive. The only problem you've got, the negatives completely outweigh the positives. You're talking about we're going to lose double figures games. It's exactly the same as what happened last year. And I think this is why people who didn't rate Ten Hag, who were worried about that knee-jerk reaction to beating City in the final, fought ahead and gone, this isn't the right move for Manchester United. It really isn't. Going into the game, like, everyone knows how I feel about Ten Hag, but the proof is in the pudding, is in the eating. Yes, 10 men. Yes, Spurs were the better side. But I've just done a tactical breakdown of this game, and you can see the goal 2 minutes into the game. Like KG alluded to it then. The manager's words are ringing in your ears. It's the last thing that you would be thinking about. What my manager told me, I'm set. I've just conceded a goal in the previous game with a defender that's ran the whole length of the field and took about 4 or 5 players out. And then it happens 2 minutes into this game, and we're chasing our tails. Corners, set pieces. We've got a new set piece coach in. I don't know what he's doing. Romero tries a bicycle kick with 8 defenders in the box, and there's no one within 3 yards of him. How is that happening? Oh, by the way, that wasn't from the corner. That was from the corner being recycled by Brennan Johnson, who had 20 yards of space to pick out whatever cross he wanted, while 8 United players were still in the box. It's tactics, it's systems, it's not right. He throws Casemiro on to add salt to the wound, basically. Casemiro, who we know outed Ten Hag for his tactics last season alone, comes on. He's at fault for both goals, and no one's picked up on it. He's lost. He was heading at thin air for the corner, which went to Solanke. Solanke wasn't marked in that because of zonal marking. Set piece coach. Don't know what you're even thinking about. All of these simple goals. Yes, Werner had chances. Spurs carved us up. But you take your moments within games. United had a 15-minute spell that KG was talking about there. And you know what? We were knocking on the door a little bit, and Spurs are Spurs. Anything can happen. But this is how I know that this team has gone, and why I know that it is not on Ten Hag's side at all. It's set pieces. 2 minutes into the second half, it's 1-0, and you know anything can happen. If you get Old Trafford on your side, it can be a cauldron. It can happen with 10 men. Arsenal did it against City, the best team on the planet, last week. You can do things. Things can happen. Anything can go down. And while you're only 1 goal away, you've got a chance. But to do exactly the same thing as you did in the first half at the start of the second, with, again, the message fresh in your mind from the manager and the coaches, that is inexcusable and is just past professionalism in football. It is beyond a disgrace. I heard Gary Neville talking, saying that this has been the worst that he's seen under Ten Hag. Shut up, Gary. That's a load of bollocks. It's been like this forever and a bleeding day. There's no organisation. There's no system. United are second to every ball. We're second to every second ball. You only have to look at Lisandro Martinez's reaction times. The players just don't react. When you see Brennan Johnson sprinting down a completely open Manchester United left-hand side with no Rashford or no Diogo Dalot in sight, and his closest player next to him is Kulusevski, it's tactics. Where's Rashford and Dalot? Completely gone. Martinez is pulled out, flapping at thin air. No chance, because Casemiro bottled out of a 50-50, which Kulusevski won because he wanted it more. And where have we heard that before? Oh, yeah, Christian Eriksen, only 3 days prior, with exactly the similar type of goal. And then you're running through, De Ligt's pulled across. You've got all the time in the world to pick your spot. And it's just devoid of direction. It's devoid of leadership, and it starts from the bench. There is nothing there. You listen to him, Flex, we said it before. He doesn't inspire you. What? He's a fantastic politician, Ten Hag. He needs to change trade. He never answers a question directly. He'll always avoid awkward questions. And he's ignorant to the problem. He really is. And it's clear. Yesterday was just everything that's wrong with Ten Hag's system in one game. It's something.
And how many times have we seen that as well?
That's why it hurts KG. That's why so many people who've had a go at me and probably Saeed for saying what we've said, came up and basically he's done. He's done. I've not seen one person say he's still got a chance in this at all. There's not one out there right now that can defend what happened yesterday. Everything that happened in that game yesterday has been happening now for 18 months. It's the same thing. It's the same team. And there's no injuries. There's no excuses. Everyone's there. I'm seeing players fail now. The regression within this team, again, is worse than I've ever seen it. You've got good players there. That is a good enough team. I don't care what anybody says. You just can't get it out of him. You know that it's lost. You know that it's lost when you're coming out straight after half-time and doing exactly the same mistakes again. He's lost the dressing room. I don't think 2 games this week makes much of a difference. I think, like KG was saying, I think that's how United has seen it, because we have not at least got to the international break, so we could have made a decision.
They're just trying to, give us a bit of time just do that. But the writing certainly seems like something. We're going to bang these super chats out and then come to Alice, because I know Alice has a slightly different opinion from the hands that were raised versus the hands that weren't raised. We're going to get to you in just a second, Alice. Danny DeFia says, welcome to the dead carpet. Apart from Saeed, of course, about time you had someone on this channel who lives in reality. Big up Saeed TV.
Say how you feel, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's Danny DeFio's money. He's allowed to say what he wants, mate. Well, within reason, and that's not really rude. That's his opinion. And Adam, I would say, has been in that same camp as well. K-Flow says, all I want to say is keep it to football. We don't have any influence on what the club does. Threatening fans when a bite away from a heart attack, ain't it? What will be... okay, my bad. But what will be... it's time to go, basically saying, get him out. Salim says, big up Alice for not folding, to be honest. Wrong, but never gave disingenuous arguments. The rest. LOL. These super chats are wild today. Crash Illustration says, big ups to reckless delegates. Felt the Holy Spirit when I clicked on the video. Big ups to the spirit of the Big Cheese Saeed, spirit of Depression Flex, spirit of Roy Keane Adam, spirit of Power Rangers Alice, and spirit of the reckless supporter KG. A lot of spirits going around there. Larry says, no, he said,
what's Owen?
I think there's a follow-up one later on, I think.
Oh, right. I was going to say, yeah, because I did see something about it. Larry says, our worst league finish ever, worst Champions League campaign ever, and fans wrote a petition for him not to be sacked. We lowered our standards for this manager. I can't believe it. Crash says, forgot about the spirit of the maestro, Owen. Big ups to the reckless delegates. Lil Yo-Yo says, big up, lads. Good to see Flex and KG at the game yesterday. Yeah, bro. It was good to see you personally, but you saw what mood we was in yesterday, bro. I'm still mad that I drove all the way up for that rubbish. Unacceptable. Yeah, 100%. What's this? KG English talent. So KG, all due respect,
yeah,
we watch you because you're a good comedian and actor, not for your football opinion. Just give us comedy and soundboard. Let us talk. Wow. So they're saying just no, that they're telling you don't talk football, yes. KG. That's just, you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to talk football. No, that's ridiculous. Are you going to listen to that? You're going to just, don't gaslight. Don't gaslight. Remy Boy says, London is blue and forever be blue. El Capitan. And Tabra says, cheesy rant last night was comedy. Goldfish. Cheesy's rant. And Paul B says, our fans get so gassed when we win and slaughter top 6 ops when they lose. No class. Number 2, Gary Neville insipid negative narrative creates such a poor energy among the fans, vibrates on the pitch. And Show says 21 losses and 79 goals conceded in 58 games since the Carabao Cup win. 1 win in 12 against the big 6 teams. 1 win in 9 in European games, conceded 3+ 25 times, what Said was talking about earlier in the show. Lost by 3+ goals 10 times. Jesus. It's just United. I mean, when you see it like that, listed out, there's nowhere to hide. Tavadswa says, I rate KG. He was generally wrong and strong. It's fans like Flex that are the problems. Fans like me. Just go with the popular takes. Speak your truth. At every time, so I'll take that. It is my fault. I am the problem.
No, that's gaslighting. That's gaslighting. That's gaslighting. What you're doing? It is.
No. Oh,
I think so.
Am I supposed to not accept?
No, you just go.
No, I've been. Yeah. So hold on.
Just go take it.
I rate wrong and strong. So wrong and strong would mean that you're still being wrong and you haven't changed your opinion. Would that not?
I was wrong and strong. basically the whole time. But he says you were like he says you go with the crowd, basically. Whatever the sway the audience say, you just go with it.
Okay.
It's a bad allegation, but you just got to deal with it, mate. End of the day,
that's fine. Let's go. Let's take the pelt. You know, we've like I said, I've been cooked, boiled, fried, stewed, everything today. So may as well take it off your own. May as well take it off your own fan base too.
Timon and Pumbaa, bro. Timon and Pumbaa, bro. And that picture's mad because it just looks crazy.
It's crazy. Larry says no manager has been back like this post Fergie, financially and decision making. He got all his signings except Frankie de Jong and booted everyone he wanted, rightly so. Yet people were making excuses for him. And Joe says, Saeed, why are you smiling so hard? And Nathan says, if we beat Villa, KG... No, he doesn't. If we beat Villa, KG will be back being reckless.
No,
KG?
because I'll enjoy the day if we beat Villa. I know it's not going to last. We could beat Villa. We could win. And guess what? Guess what's happening? We're going to get touched by someone else properly. Yeah. We're not turning any damn corners.
And we're not beating Villa either.
Yeah.
Zoteng says, Ten Hag has to go. It's been over. And Lamau says, you United bums need to realize this is football. You need actual footballers with technical quality and not pace merchants and runners.
We got technical quality, though. We brought technical quality.
We've raised that. That's what I'm saying. It don't matter what type of player he tries to buy, what type of player he tries to get rid of, who starts, who doesn't start. Yeah, it's all the same. It's all leading back to one man. Ronnie says, need a new stadium, knock that cursed old rust bucket. And K Mill says, Alice, you tweeted out last season all the injury combinations to defend Erik ten Hag. I love your content, but I'm sorry. You have to hold that. Alice. We're going to come to Alice in 2 seconds. So Ryan says, we told, but oh no, Owen, bro. We told, but oh no, I don't really get that one. We told you. We told you. Yeah? Oh. Okay, cool. Aslan says, I'm out. Vibes Cartel, I'm out. Not you, don't use my goat, please. That I'm the biggest Vibes Cartel fan in the world. Don't. And he's Liverpool. Liverpool.
They're saying let Alice talk, bro. That's the name of her channel, bro.
I know. United had the same opportunity 5 years ago to get rid of two players, bringing the team down, just so as Arsenal did, but instead gave them bumper contracts. Now you'll never get rid of them. Owen says, I am genuinely worried Southgate or Potter is next.
Jesus.
Whoever supporting Tuchel, did you guys watch Bayern under Tuchel? Even Nagelsmann was shit at Bayern. Xavi or Inzaghi or De Zerbi we should go for, says Shiva. Mason says, Saeed can't send super chats or be a member for some reason. I don't know.
Someone's maybe blocked you, so I'll check it.
Blocks it is. Here Legenda says, if this manager starts Bruno against Porto and he has a stinker and lose, I'm Ten Hag out, Nagelsmann or Ruben Amorim in.
That's the saddest thing about it, I've got to watch Bruno on Thursday, man. That's the saddest.
I was going to say, you might as well be Ten Hag out because he's playing.
Yeah, he's playing. Matifali said, shot himself in the foot when he said he's not going to play like Ajax. Literally the reason we brought him. Make it make sense. Lacks accountability. And Doflamingo says, Spurs aren't even our rivals. However, KG and Flex shamelessly getting involved with Abby and X has ignited a new rivalry. Not really. Since we've been doing content, we always laugh at it. This is every other content, even fucking Matty Renton. Newcastle are rivals, mate. But
of course,
that's what this thing is. So let's not. I will take the pelters, but let's not just chat shit. Let's just.
There's no rivalry there, man.
Yeah, it's always been like that. If he loses, we laugh. Vice versa. It's always been like that. Alice, over to you because you had your hand. You was doing that, as in you're not there yet.
Yeah, thin ice. I mean, really, really thin ice. I said at the start of the season, I think I said on the first one of this that we did, I'm giving Ten Hag to the October international break, and I'm going to stick with my word. I feel a bit like I did after the Crystal Palace 4-0. I felt that I'm lacking the belief that he's going to turn it around, and I think when you lack the belief that he's going to turn it around, and when you think even if we beat Villa, we'll probably be crap again the next two games, it's not really a Ten Hag game mindset at all. He's on thin ice. He's got 2 more games in for me, and then I'm making my decision off the next 2 games, to be honest. I said I'm giving him to the October international break, but I'm worried. I don't have any excuses for the manager. I am seriously worried because I think we've got good players. I think we've got a good team. They are mostly Ten Hag signings, and this is the 3rd season. And I think what worries me is like they're mostly his players. They go on international duty, most of our squad, and they're good on international duty. It's not like they're bad players. We've signed them. They were good at their last clubs. We were happy with a lot of these signings, particularly the ones this season. They'll go on international duty. They'll be amazing. They'll come back to United and they'll be shite. And I'm thinking, well, this has got to be a little bit to do with the coaching and a little bit to do with the setup. We know Agate, when we signed him, has a lot of limitations. And Erik ten Hag is playing Agate not to his strengths. He's brilliant at winning back the ball and winning his duels. He's putting Agate in a role that's going to expose some of his limitations. Kobbie Mainoo is not being played to his strengths on the ball. He's being forced to do a role that, again, is giving him the impossible job where he's going to have to pick up a yellow card every game. And there's no excuses for that. And I feel like at times, I think surely, ten Hag isn't asking the players to play this bad. Surely ten Hag doesn't want us to set up like this and play like this. And surely there's a game plan player. And maybe elements of it is the players can't execute it. Maybe elements of it, physically, I think our midfield, Casemiro, Eriksen, the legs, it is cooked. And that comes down to the shambolic recruitment in the sort of Murta, Arnold, Woodward era. But we're in the Ineos era now. We're in the third season. And you have to change it up versus Villa and Porto. And when I mean change it up, I mean no favouritism with the team. I mean none of these tactics that aren't working. Because ultimately, if he does not change it up, there is no way back. All he has now is to try something different. He's been given the backing of Rene Hake, Ruud van Nistelrooy, of all these people coming in. And it's atrocious, the football we're playing. It's absolutely atrocious. And I can't make up excuses for him. There's no injuries. It's mostly his players. I think we've got a good team. And I've looked at Enzo Maresca. I've watched Chelsea. Even when they lost 2-0 to Man City, Chelsea, they were in that game. They were all right. We weren't in this game versus Tottenham. We weren't in this game versus Liverpool. In fact, we could have lost 6-0 to Tottenham. If Timo Werner was Son, it's at least 5-0. It's at least 5-0. When Chelsea lost to City, good team, 2-0, but Chelsea, I thought, were all right. If we played City and we lost 2-0 and we were all right, it's different to losing 3-0 to Tottenham at home when you set up like an away team would, who is in 15th place versus Tottenham. It's not all right. And that is why he's on thin ice, and that is why he's worried. He has to change it, because I don't like the fact that we spent a load of money. We've brought in Rene Hake, we've brought in Ruud van Nistelrooy, and now, if we sack him right away, we've spent all this money. You might as well have sacked him in the summer. And we've taken that risk. And I want it to work. And I want it to pay off. I really do. Because I don't want to pay 17.5 million to sack him. I don't want to go around in another cycle. But I just don't think he's improving the players. And I am getting my concerns. And he is on thin ice because I think we've got good players. And I think we've got a good team. I think they're not being used to their strengths. And I think the biggest worry is just, I said this in my video on Chelsea today, Enzo Maresca, I see he does research on the opposition. Brighton, aggressive team, high press, sets Chelsea up to, overload in the defence so they can beat the Brighton press, and then sets Chelsea up with runners in behind to beat them on the transition and take advantage of that, which is what Ten Hag wants to do. But then other games you'll watch Chelsea and they're slow in possession and they're moving the ball well in possession because they know that this team is going to have a low block and they're looking to break them down. With Ten Hag, I'm not seeing the approach. And then when we need to break a team down, he takes Ahmad off, he takes Eriksen off, he takes Xerxes off. And that concerns me because they're who you need to break a team down. When we need to be direct or when there's a lot of running to do off the ball, sometimes Eriksen stays on. And I think sometimes we'll start a game and we're like, well, this isn't a game for Eriksen, or this isn't a game for Casemiro, and they'll start. Or we'll say, this is a game for Ahmad. This is a game for control. And he is on real thin ice for me. He's got 2 games in it, and then I am making my decision because if I'm out for good. It's more that I think it's this belief that I want it to work because we've got Rene Hake and Ruud van Nistelrooy and these new signings in. But I'm really worried because I think he's making our players worse, and I think the players have lost belief, and he's got 2 games to change something, and I don't think he will, which worries me.
Alice not holding back.
I think for me, just a quick question. I think it's so you're saying it's based on hope rather than reality that you think Ten Hag will turn it around.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's hope.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I think that's how every United fan has been walking up to Old Trafford.
Yeah,
Don't
literally.
don't think there's one confident United fan going to win a game
nobody.
anymore.
Yeah, and that is the truth. That is the truth. It is the hope. It's the trying to. That's where everyone's different. That capacity you have to stay in that bit, to go, maybe after this, I just let me see a little bit more. And then everyone has their time. Like Alice just said, in the next game or two, if it's bad, then that's her time. Mine, we were joking about it, weren't we? We were saying, Flex, you've probably got one more bad. I don't think you're going to recover one more bad game. And I said, yeah, I probably won't. And I was there. But before that, you can feel it. Like, it's not shock. That's the thing about this. It's not like I'm totally shocked now.
I'm on Ineos watch now, though, Flex.
You know
I'm
I
on
mean?
Ineos watch.
Why? Because you feel like they now need to basically step in and be ruthless now, get him out of there, and then have the plan to go forward. They had a little gamble. They gambled for a couple of months. They backed him in the market, which actually, you could argue, set us back. But if the right manager comes in and gets a tune out of some of the players that we said that were a good buy in the summer, actually we might not be as far back as we think, but not as much as a couple of months.
No, 100%. For me, they backed him. They're all there yesterday, and I don't want to see them glum faces from Brailsford. Yeah, I don't want to see, these. Bro, I want you to see you smiling, man. Why are you miserable? You made that decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why they're miserable.
I think they're planning. I think they're planning already, to be honest with you. If you look at I think so, because you look at that, it was after that Palace game last season, reportedly, they had a meeting in Monaco and they were like, this ain't working. And then they started talking to the other managers. And now I think that only really came out was because other clubs were chatting to those managers at the same time, and that stuff started to get leaked out at the time. I think the whole idea, actually, that he's got 2 games to save his job, I think it's completely redundant. Because to your point earlier on, let's say hypothetically something mad happens, he does win those 2 games. There'll be another 2 games not that far around the corner that we'll lose, and it delays the inevitable. To be honest with you, I think the game on Thursday's completely redundant as well. Because I think if we win that game, then you go, okay, we've won a Europa League game. But I still think we go to Villa Park and we lose, and then how far are we going to drop down the league? But that's the bread and butter, isn't it? Right. So I think when it comes to it, I think it's just delaying the inevitable. I'm with you, Said, in the sense of I wonder now what it's going to take when it comes to Ineos. I mean, we've had the conversation here about some of us going, look, I've got to hold my hands up and admit that I was wrong. Ineos can be willing to do the same. I mean, it was a red flag, wasn't it, in the summer when that he got his contract extended, but he didn't get a new contract. And at the time, the narrative around that was just, the narrative around that at the time was, well, it's complicated. Well, it's complicated because he wasn't willing to concede things that Ineos wanted, and it was easiest to go trigger the option. We'll see what happens. Probation will continue for the remainder of the season, and people were saying to Christmas, and I think people have seen enough to know that, again, even if something mad was to happen this week, another 3-0 around the corner, because to KG's point earlier on, it's not even if really our start to the season in comparison to some other teams, we've had a fairly good run of games in terms of teams we're expected to beat. It's not like, if you've seen Arsenal start to the season, if we had that start to the season, oh my God,
finished.
We wouldn't barely won any games.
You nailed it there, Owen, because like beforehand, this is what Ten Hag always did. He just kept his head above water. He had that lucky run of games that you'd expect to win. A couple of tough games might come around and you'd win a couple of games. You'd have a couple of cup wins, but going into this group of games, we had 7 games. We were all talking about it, weren't we? After the international break, we're talking about it. We've got Southampton, we've got Crystal Palace, we've got Barnsley, we've got FC 20, and then we get a bit of a tough run at the end of it. And we'll see where we are at the end of it. He's not taken advantage of the easier games. No. And now the tougher games have come around. He's just worked against him this time, because I can't see us getting anything against Villa. We're not going to beat them for a 3rd time in a row. I don't even know how we beat them twice last season. It was just a miracle. It shows that we can actually do it, though. And to back Alice up, the players are there, and on a given day, that they can beat anyone. It is in them, but you just cannot get away with the stats. The stats are the killers right now. Stats can be driven to any agenda to prove any point. We know this, but 1 win in 9 in Europe against absolute shite. Let's not kid ourselves. Absolute shite. Man. It's absolute. I was there at FC 20. I was in the press box, and them fans stayed behind for 20 minutes celebrating, olaying the warm down laps. They just won the Champions League final. that showed me everything. It was like, oh, good God. And then Christian Eriksen came out and spoke to us afterwards, and he said they wanted it more. I was like, that's just unacceptable. That was like the biggest tell for me that this team had lost it. But Ten Hag, like you said, the other one that we're talking about was since Erik Ten Hag took charge, Manchester United lie 10th in the Premier League for goals scored in that time. 10th. This isn't something that's just happened this year. We didn't score a lot in his first season. We didn't score a lot last season. And we are, what I said to you before, Flex, there's only Southampton in this league. God hope that they don't have a great night tonight, that have scored less goals than United this season. Come on. Like how much more embarrassing do we want to get it? We're going into the next international break, the second one of the season, in 12th. Like everyone in Europe is looking at us and laughing. And Owen's right in terms of that meeting. They had another meeting at the America's Cup in the last international break. Yeah. And I think that was the one. It's like, right, this is the group of games, 7 games. Let's see where we sit after this. And wow, I think their minds have been made up. And I can't see a way out of it. Do you know what? Even if he beat Villa and Porto, I still don't think it's enough. I think they've made their minds up.
Yeah.
Well, you know, even when you look at that Fulham, man, that Fulham win, man, like genuinely, man, we got that winner. You know what I mean? Don't really think we had a great game. Cool. Bruno should have had 2 in the first half, but
Saeed, mate, that's the only league goal at Old Trafford we've scored this season as well.
That's what I'm saying.
You've got individual players scoring more goals than us. You've got individual players. You've got Cole Palmer scoring more goals than us in a half. Let alone, don't even talk about Erling Haaland, the goals he scored, or other players.
Erling Haaland scored double what our squad has this season.
Bro, it's mad, you know, and that's the reality, guys. And by the way, every team that's beating us, I don't know if someone knows, but they've actually lost the next game. You know, so like Crystal Palace lost the next game against Everton.
I thought the same thing. Like, when I saw Everton result of the week, and I thought, wait a minute, then we just drew with Palace. Everton
drew with them, man. Do you know what I mean? And Everton got their first win against them. It's like we make
Everton are playing better football than United.
Yeah. They're scoring goals. They've scored more goals than us.
Yeah.
They've scored more goals than us.
And it's crazy.
Everywhere you look, right, around Danny DeVito, I'll come back to that, pick up from there. I think what is just like overriding, like in the front of our face here, is that in every single metric you look, we fail. In every single metric to do with the manager and the team, fail. Goals conceded, goals scored, results, player progression, league position, you know, conceding record amounts of goals, going this long without a win, can't put a run for this, lost this amount in 9 games in Europe, every single metric. And I keep saying it, like, I'm done with the whole, like, finding the thing that it is. So, you know, like, you was like, obviously, you know, Ahmad, he dropped him for this, and, you know, Ugarte this, or Eriksen maybe could have helped with this. That's another metric we fail at. It doesn't fucking matter who this manager plays, when he plays them, what game he plays them in, against what possession, against what team, opponent, whether it's home or away. It doesn't matter. We get the same results. Injuries, they're not there anymore. They're gone. They're gone. Luke Shaw ain't played for us for ages. Lenny Yoro is new and has never played for us. And Malacia's been gone. Everybody else is there. It's the full complement. Casemiro, we hung him out to dry against Liverpool. I'm not saying he shouldn't have come off at half time, but he was the problem. Can't pass. Legs are gone. Take him out. Get someone with high volume tackles. Get someone with high volume ball carries. Same thing. Ahmad, more technical than he's more technical than Rashford, or he's more technical than Garnacho. And I'm not saying he's not, by the way, because he is, but I'm saying this is where we stem from. Get him in, answer the right hand side. Anthony needs to come out, make sure he's far away from the team. Well, he is. Get that captaincy off Harry Maguire. Tell you what, that needs to go to Bruno. That'll sort that. Lindelof and Maguire, break that partnership up, please. Yep, let's get Ghost of Rafe the Phantom in there. Let's get Martinez in there. Yep, lovely. Midfield, you know what I mean? Mason Mount, let's buy him. Can run around, pressing, 60 million. Yep, lovely. Yep. Oh, Martial, not worth it, mate. Martial, not worth it. Martial FC, yeah, they can all get out of here. Martial, yeah, I tell you what, let's go get a young striker. Let's get Rasmus Højlund. Last year, tried his best, fair play, top goal scorer, but tough season. He needs someone to help him. Let's go get another forward. Let's get another striker. Xerxes, yes, hold up the ball, cool, yeah, nice couple touches. Opponents ain't scared. Call it as it is. No defender is scared playing against Joshua Xerxes. Fact. Like, and that's not me just cussing him, like saying he's rubbish. And I'm just saying how we look as a team. Marcus Rashford, oh, we know he scored 30 before. Let's, this, that, and the other. Ten Hag says, yeah, keep playing him. It doesn't matter. It all falls down to when it's all stripped down. Eric Ten Hag's the one left standing there. He's had a hand in all of these decisions. He's had a hand in all the players that he's brought in, all the players that have left, all the players we've moved on from, all the players we're trying to invest the future into. It's so good. We got Kobe and Garnacho now. This, that, and the other. These kids are sinking, drowning.
And this is what I was saying before, Flex, as well. It was that these people were really heavily focusing on these sort of tiny metrics, almost ignoring the bigger picture when it came to it. And I was really starting to push back on it the last couple of weeks when people were saying, well, our XG's higher or our press is higher, our interception's higher. And it's like, but we're still not fucking winning. So how does that matter? How does that really matter? And it goes back to the things of we are babying ourselves when it comes to that. We really are. Like, or even like yesterday, in the second half, we played all right for 10 minutes. So we lost. We were terrible for the majority of the game.
Also, they could have scored more.
Exactly.
As we got a little bit better, we could have conceded.
Well, straight after that period, they did score, didn't they? 3-0. Well, it doesn't matter. Again, because it doesn't matter. Those little things that have been like the little sort of, I don't know, a bit of cheese in the mousetrap for people to sort of bite on, go and see. There's a little bit of improvement. But those stats that came up earlier on, they're still there. Like they're still all there. That's the improvement, and the currency of a football manager will always be results. Where you are on the table, what are you doing right now? And we're not doing anything. And that's why, again, what happens this week for me is largely irrelevant, because if it goes good, bad, or indifferent, we know a result like yesterday is right round the corner again. And we know over 38 games of a Premier League season, that's going to equate to what? 8th, 9th, 10th? We'll be lucky to finish in the top half the way we're actually playing at the moment, So money will talk when it comes to Champions League football again. And I think it's now just a case of when it comes to Ineos is when do they pull the trigger? When do they get really scared that Champions League football isn't going to happen? Because as of right now, it ain't. And even in the Europa League, which by the way is weaker, way weaker than it's been in recent years because no one drops down, we still ain't going to do that because we can't do anything in Europe. Even against FC Twente, his home team, which, by the way, he watches every week. He doesn't watch any other teams. He watches his hometown team every week, and he didn't know what they were going to do and couldn't come up with a game plan against it. Like,
this was the general conversation when I spoke to a few journalists last Wednesday before the game. One in particular was, how are you feeling generally? It's like, yeah, you ain't seen October out. The guy's a clown. Like, literally, there's the words coming out of his mouth. Proper, well-established journalist. Won't say which one it is. And he just said, look, you're a Manchester United fan. He's obviously been watching United for a long time. And you've got a manager there that's come out on national TV who says he dreams about being the chairman of FC Twente. You're fucking Manchester United manager. It's the pinnacle of football. And you're coming out spouting shit about being a chairman of FC Twente. No,
wait, when did he say that?
Disrespect to his past.
When did he say that?
Ten Hag said that before the game against FC Twente. It's a fact.
Before the game against FC Twente, he said that he
dreams about being the chairman of FC Twente one day. That came out of the Manchester United manager's mouth. And and he said to me, he went, that's not a Manchester United manager. That's not the right mentality.
Did he seriously say that?
Yeah, he said it.
He said worse than that. He goes,
absolute facts. He said that. It's in. You can look at, put it in Google. The article's there. It's in all the tabloids as well. That's what Eric Ten Hag said, and you can see why no one believes in him. You just know when you've got Christian Eriksen, who's out of contract this summer, coming out saying what he's saying. He's only saying it because he knows he's not staying. You know how it works. He'll come out and you're all brave, aren't you, when you know you're not going to be there when the shit hits the fan.
Start saying mad stuff,
yeah, do you know what I mean? When you know you're on your way out, we're getting the Ralph Rangnick sort of like shouts right now, aren't we, from a lot of the players? They know. But that pretty much was it. Like, there's no one confident anywhere. No one confident anywhere that Ten Hag is the right man for United. This season has finished everyone who had any hope for him. Absolutely finished them. And you can just tell in the way that we're talking, the way that people talk to us and message us, like our conversation earlier on, Flex. It's like, it finished you, didn't it? It's like it's just so clear that there is no way out of it.
Well, and it's hard because look, listen, we love our team in it. Essentially, the reason why we're all feeling as passionate as this is because we fucking want our club to be back good again. That's one thing that sometimes we lose. We all want the same thing, yeah. And it's like you forget that, like, you know, I'm not go Portugal on Wednesday to watch these lot. I'm going on Wednesday, but on Thursday to watch these lot, and I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't like, you know, like there's like
that's when there's
like young kids out there, and people who've like maybe never been to a game. If I said, do you want to come with me to Portugal, even with us in this state, like they give their left arm like to go and see. So I get to see the players. Oh, I can see an open training session. Well, I can see, and I'm like, I don't want to go.
But you know, like the killer is like it's sad and stuff, but we're united. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the end of the day. Like in the bad times, the good times, we're Man United. That's what I'm saying. Like 100%. Some people today was like, "Why are you wearing your shirt for? Why am I not wearing my shirt?" I support United.
Yeah, you don't stop being a supporter. Yeah,
you don't. I mean, like it is what it like. It's sad, and you want the club to kick on and do something now, but this is it. Unfortunately, there is the whole debt. So you have to deal with that. But again, you can't run away from it. Run away from that. Hopefully, when for all moments, we will be there. Do you see what I'm saying? So let's say, hopefully, they make the right decision and they bring in the next, whoever comes in next, we're gonna have to back them as hard as.
The process starts again. It starts all over again. And then if that manager doesn't show us anything in a certain amount of time, it is the same thing. You got to keep going until you find the right manager, innit?
Hopefully,
exactly. So you keep sacking until you find the right man. Simple.
I think something that's worrying is the lack of belief in the players. I feel like as soon as we go a goal down, there's not a reaction. There's not a response. And I do feel that the players are just thinking, nah, he's not the guy. Like, I feel that way because I can't think you can blame the players. I felt like there was points last season where we could say the players aren't given 100% and stuff. But actually, as last season went on and on and on and on and on, I said, you know what? Under Ralph Rangnick, you could blame the players. Under Ollie Elements, you could blame the players because the effort levels under Ralph Rangnick at times were atrocious. But actually, I look at it and I think, did those Man United players run their socks off in the second half? Yes, they absolutely did. Were they shite? Yes. But were they trying? Yes. But when they had the ball, they didn't know what to do with it. Is they ignoring what Ten Hag is telling them to do? Do they not believe in what Ten Hag is telling them to do? Are they not being coached? But they looked fearful. They looked scared. They looked like shocked of confidence.
We're just weak. You know what it is? And I want to ask you guys, because what was scary is literally anytime I'm around these tier 1 journalists or any journalist here, I'm listening like heavy. I'm trying to hear what's going on. And there was 2 names that scared the shit out of me yesterday. And the names that just wouldn't go away. I kept hearing Gareth, not even on the fear-mongering thing. I kept hearing Gareth. I kept hearing about, what's the other guy? Potter. Those are the names, and even Flex.
It won't be Gareth Southgate. It won't be.
You mentioned about backing a manager. Another hands up. If Gareth Southgate hypothetically came in, and I agree with Side, I don't think he will. But could anyone on this panel back that appointment?
No,
I won't back it.
I don't. That's why I don't think Ineos would even risk it.
Yeah, we'll risk it.
But I won't like any manager that comes in. I will try to give them a chance. I would. If he comes in.
Not with Southgate.
Not Southgate. No.
All right, wait, no, because even
we'd have to see something the first in history. We'd have to see something go the reverse. I'd have to say
you can't do nothing though. What you're gonna do?
Bro, this is what I tell you. This is what I'll do, bro. Well, you don't even want to know what I said earlier. Earlier on, I said I get a different occupation. I go back to working in school, bro. That's what I said earlier. I was sat in a sausage suit. I was angry, yeah. But they said because they're all bro. They're taking prayers around the fucking table, praying that we get Southgate. So they're saying, "What you do?" I said,
would hate it. I'd hate it.
Yeah, people change career paths. People change career paths all the time. I tell you what, it's not like how it was when you do one
No,
job.
you know what? It's in
35
us
years,
out.
I'll
It's
go
in
back to
us
work
out.
as a schoolmate.
Forget
That's
Southgate
what
out.
I'll do.
It's
I-
in us
I'll
out.
do, bro.
I've
Gareth
been told they don't
Southgate.
want Southgate.
No, honestly, it's in
Yeah,
us out.
exactly.
I've
It's
been
in
told
yourself.
by people
I actually,
that are reliable that they don't want Southgate. But
Praise
Potter's a different question. Potter's
Yeah,
a name
Potter, you
they
got to
like.
respect Potter, though.
But I
Give
can
Potter
take
more
Potter
respect.
over Southgate. Like Potter and
Yeah, I
Thomas
would.
Frank are names that we like, and I can see that. Am I 100% convinced? Do I have concerns? I have concerns about Potter. I have concerns against Thomas Frank, but I can see that. Southgate is only being linked because he has a good relationship with Brailsford. He has a good relationship with Ashworth, and those journalists are clutching at strings. And you get the Laurie Whitwells saying we do not want Southgate.
But can I ask a question though? Can I ask a question to the whole panel?
He's not the first choice, though, guys.
What is the like? Because after every manager, you have to say, okay, what was the learnings from that season or that tenure under that manager? So how do you go into, because each manager, I'm like, I've got to learn to not be like this, or I've got to try and change our approach in terms of how we treat these managers or how we look at the club. What are you lot taking from this season? What have you lot learned from this season?
I'll tell you a learning, KG. I'll tell you a learning with Erik ten Hag. The thing that I would have learned is just because we've sacked managers in the past, that doesn't mean we can't do it again. And I feel like that has been a really strange, the phrase we can't, we've got to break the cycle. It's bullshit. It's rubbish.
We're different, apparently.
If someone's not right for the job, then they should go. I think we're scared of doing it because we're like, because obviously it's the Sir Alex hangover effect. We give managers time, we back managers, blah blah blah. But if they're not right, then they're not right, and we shouldn't be afraid of that as well. And granted, look, that mean they should get time. But what I mean is, we heard it towards the end of last season, and even a little bit, even still now, when people go, break the cycle. It's bollocks. Like, break the cycle is rubbish. Like,
how about we break the cycle of being shit since Sir Alex
break the cycle of winning something big, you know what I mean? Or break the cycle of consistently performing in the league or not falling off. And again, it's just
progress.
We're scared of that. And also, like, even today, there's been this kind of discussion, hasn't there, about, well, who's out there at the moment? And as someone pointed out, well, if you do look at people's appointments that they've made this summer, look at Liverpool. Arne Slot wasn't their first choice.
Yeah,
the league at top of the league at the moment. It was Xabi Alonso.
I read that actually, Owen. Yeah,
no signings.
Right.
There's no signings.
It was
exactly.
Adam Crafton, I think, said that. Owen. Yeah, I read that same article. It's like Slot, Goretzka. The myth of no one being better out there is just crazy. Because there is someone out there better. In terms of the next type of manager, I keep saying it, I truly believe it will be a coach, not a manager. I think there's a structure in place to put someone in who's got that quality on a training ground to get a system out of this team. I don't think Manchester United need a manager. We are putting people in position at this club now and running it like we're running it differently than what it has before. I think the fan base that we clung onto and like this whole myth we have to break the cycle, it's because of Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
Football has changed about 4 times since Sir Alex Ferguson bleeding left. We have to move with the times. And if you don't have attractive football, you ain't filling 100,000 seat stadium. Ineos know what they need to do. They know what the product needs to be providing. It needs to be entertaining. United need to be back on the map as the best that there is out there. Ten Hag doesn't stand a chance because he's proved it in 3 seasons. His football is boring as shit. I don't know what it is with Dutch managers. It just does not work. They all want to play exactly the same way. It doesn't work.
Arne Slot don't want to play like that.
Well, give him time. Van Gaal started off all right, didn't he?
Yeah.
Give him time. Hopefully it comes around. But it shows you, doesn't it? Arne Slot wasn't first choice. He wasn't, was he? But he's come in as a decent coach that Liverpool have found fits as close as they can to a style of football that suits their players. Ten Hag has come in, and let's be honest, like the proof in Ten Hag is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes' worst years at United, that we can all admit, have been under Ten Hag. This is where he's been at his most scrutiny. He doesn't, Alice touched on it a moment ago, he doesn't adapt his play or his system to suit the best attributes of any player in this team. Kobbie Mainoo's a 10, Mount's a 10. Bruno came as an 8, but has turned into a 10. There's so many players that are playing out of position in this team, round pegs in square holes constantly. He's trying to, I said it before, he's trying to make Dalot this inverted fullback against Brennan Johnson and Kulusevski on that side. Do you not research who you're playing? Do you not look at it? Everything that he's doing is wrong. There are players at this team, and there is a coach out there that will get the best out of this Man United side. And it's bollocks that I've got to break the cycle and all of that shit. There is someone there, and you may have to go through years of chopping and changes to get there, but eventually we will get it right.
Yeah.
I do think it's scary as well how, like, there's so many managers, so many teams, right, that pull up against us, whether it's at home or away, and they just know what to do against us. Like, he gets out tacticked by every single manager. Yep. And that isn't, if like you saw last night's result, and said, well, that doesn't normally happen. You know, the way that happened, you know, we don't normally do that. We don't normally do that. But that's not what we're doing. We're looking at the same thing over and over and over again. Yes, sprinkled with the odd big result. The odd big result. You know, we beat Liverpool at home 2-1. That same season, we beat Man City at home 2-1. The Bruno offside goal that day. We've, like Adam said, we've managed to beat Villa home and away in a row. I don't know how. We ain't beat Arsenal in ages. Well, actually, Ten Hag's first season, we beat them. But in that, when you look at the batterings, the real slappings, right? I've not seen, and I said this earlier today on DR, like, I've not seen another big club get embarrassed the way that we've been in this period. I've not seen it. I've seen Chelsea be in the mud. We've been laughing at Chelsea for a hot minute. I still ain't seen them be as bad as this.
Even in Arsenal's worst years, the Spurs could never come to their club.
Spurs couldn't do that. You think Spurs could come to the Emirates when they had Emery when they had Kolasinac and David Luiz and fucking Cedric and all that? You think they can get rolled over like that by Spurs?
Spurs do that.
That's what I'm saying. And then the teams at the bottom of the league, the teams at the bottom end, let's have it right. Russell Martin for 35 minutes had us, mate. He had us.
I saw Newcastle play City, David, like literally weekend. How is that possible? If we played them, you know what that score looks like.
This is what I'm saying.
That's the scary part. Like
that's the KG. That's the top end of the league. I'm talking come right down, bro.
I know, but then I don't want to come right down. Imagine everyone here has got Man United top of like the tree aspirations. We're sitting potentially in 12th, 13th, bro. And then with the look at how the season goes, we're looking like an 8th, 7th place team. This season again, it's unacceptable. We just have to say that.
Do you know what worries me? Going a bit back to what Adam said about, like, does he watch the opposition? Has he watched Tottenham? You know, because I did a preview to Man United Tottenham, and I said a few things in the preview, and I said from watching Tottenham and Man United play this season, you know, we need to mark Brennan Johnson because, you know, we give opposition a lot of space, but particularly down our left flank because Rashford doesn't track back as much. And of course, you know, Deleu's now inverting. And I was assuming Ericsson was going to play left centre mid, and on the ball he's good, but he doesn't cover the ground off the ball. And they seem to get down our left flank in space. And then I said the other issue, I said Brennan Johnson's one that could score. I said the other issue is we need to mark the runners. We need to mark the guy at the back post. Brennan Johnson scores at the back post. I say the other issue quickly is Kulu and Maddison. They've been playing as 2/8, Kulu and Maddison for Tottenham this season. They've been these creative guys outside the box. I said they're going to cause us problems if Bruno is really far away from Maino and Agate. They're going to get in there and they're going to cause us problems from watching Tottenham. And from watching Tottenham, watching Man United, I highlighted those 3 issues which resulted in 2 of our goals. And I'm thinking, does Ten Hag not watch Tottenham and see, you know, this is the danger. This is what we've got to deal with.
He said it before the game, Alice. He was like, it's going to be a quick game. It's going to be, you know, he said it.
It's just, sorry, someone asked the question as well and had to answer it clearly. Like, someone said, why is it taking you this long to wake up? And that's a valid question. But it's just you support. Like, it's hope and support. It's the type of fan you are. You're gonna believe that the glass is, and it's wrong probably. For some people will say this is wrong, but I will support my club like that. Again, everyone's got different makeups in how they will go about things. I'm going to be on the side of, I believe we're going to get this right. I'm hoping that we're going to get this right. But then you get to this moment where you're like, this is not going to move on. There was an actual real hope for me I didn't believe that last season was a real finish and a real breakdown of Ten Hag, because his first season he did well. Yes, the type of football he was playing wasn't like this, but then we step into this season and nothing's changed. It hasn't looked like he's learning. He hasn't got to the point of where we wanted him to. And that's really it. Like, you want to believe, and then you have serious doses of reality. And some people get that earlier, some people get that late.
Well, and this ain't even a gaslighting thing. Saeed, sorry, 1 second, Adam. Saeed, I remember that time when you remember everyone I always see people throw that tweet back to you when they quote retweet the thing from like 2023. Yeah, big up, KG.
Sorry, man. See you later.
Big up.
I remember when that bit where you said, like, I think it's 2023, where you said no point sacking another manager. You know what I mean? The merry-go-round. And to KG's point, like, at that point, that's where you was at. There was probably some people at that point that were giving you grief when you tweeted that, saying, "How can you not see it?" This, that, and your opinion at the time, which was valid, by the way, because this was in context. This was in 2023.
Yeah, this was like, yeah.
You was allowed to say that, bro.
Yeah, no. Say that 100%. But then obviously I did state after that, I said, if it does continue though, I will have a different opinion.
There you go. And it continued, and your opinion changed.
Yeah. And then, exactly. Then I continued. Then I was like, for me, it was a Man City game, man. That's when I was officially 10 out. Man City, Varane, tactics. You know when he said tactics? Your best box defender, you put him on the bench, and it's like you lose freedom. And then that just kind of epitomizes 10 out. It's like
he started, didn't he? He started right in that bit there. He started losing this team, and it's quite clear at certain stages when you look back. Like when he says he brought Casemiro off because we wanted to play football.
Yeah.
When he put Johnny Evans on for Rafael Varane in the derby because we wanted to play a certain way. Who are you kidding? But the biggest thing that I was just going to touch on, and sorry because I know you've got to finish up, but was that no one else is standing still. Like we can talk about what we're doing. We can talk about how we're improving a little bit, what we need to do with our team. But what you've got to take into consideration, you've just mentioned Newcastle there, and Flex, you just said that's at the top end of the table. That's at the higher end. And Newcastle finished a place above us in the league last season, barely any points in it. They've not signed anyone this summer, and they're competing tactically with City without their main centre forward. They had a game plan, and that's Eddie Howe. And everyone laughed at Eddie Howe. Then he wasn't. He's just that English manager. The English managers never make it at the highest level. There's like this whole persona about young English managers not being the best because they don't have the right sort of snazzy foreign name. But he basically went toe-to-toe with City with a week. Well, it wasn't a full weekend side, but he's not added to the squad. And they're up there competing for the Champions League. They were in the top 4 this weekend.
Same with Gary O'Neill, Adam. Same with Gary O'Neill. Like, don't get me wrong. They're bottom of, I'm not saying like we should be like Wolves. They're rock bottom of the league. But I watched that game against Liverpool because I was prepping for a show then. And they got it to 1-1. Yes, the Bozo gene kicked in when flipping, what's his name? Semedo pulled the guy down straight away. But they gave them problems. What did we do against Liverpool at home? 3-0. Game up, game done. Easiest game ever. The game was transitional. Wolves had some chances. You know, it's quite a close game. A couple of Liverpool fans get a little bit, we need to kill this game here. It's not quite, it's a game. It's a game of it. And that's the rock bottom team of the league. Everton went to Villa the other day. Do you know what I mean? Yes, they ended up losing in the end, but the game could have been 3-3. They're in it. Like,
Even Ipswich against
Villa. Look what they did. I was looking at that game right before I was looking, our players were doing the warm-up. I was watching that game. I said to KG, I said, look at these lot. I said, look at that, bro. Like, they're like playing out from the back. They look like they've got technically sound players. The players are in the right spots. They look good on the ball. They're not giving up possession quickly. Don't get me wrong. In the final action, you know, you could say the quality isn't quite there.
Because they're Ipswich.
Because of Ipswich. But they're giving Villa a fucking game. Villa know they're in a game. And I said, if we was at Portman Road right now, Jesus Christ, they were going to run up all over us. Do you know what I mean? And this is the same Kieran McKenna that we said, and I hold my hands up. Been doing a lot of that today. Same Kieran McKenna, I said, he can't come and manage us. Too big. But actually, like, Anne's right. Like, look at Enzo Maresca. He's managed about 70 games in his life. He's new to managing. Let's not... he's been in the Championship with Leicester. That's it. What? And now he's doing all right at Chelsea. Style of play, scoring goals. Like, there's enough proof out there that other people are doing way more with far less. Not £600 million worth of resources. Not being able to get rid of that player and bring in this player. And the players that you're bringing in as well, by the way, they got your fingerprints all over them as well. Apart from maybe a couple All the signings got Ten Hag's fingerprints firmly on them. So you can't say this isn't what I want. De Ligt knows your style. Mazraoui knows your style. Onana knows your style. Martinez knows your style. Dallow's a technically sound player, so can play that style. Ahmad's a technically sound player, can play the style. Bruno's the talisman. He's your captain. Ugarte, you chased all summer. You got him in. What would you want? What would you want? So there you go. There you go. Rant over. What's not over? It's going to carry on, really.
Yeah.
It's going to carry on. Guys, we didn't even push for likes because it's just not in the mood for it, really. But we should have probably got way more likes than we did. There's not a lot to like right now. But just for the hopium, just like for something changing to stop this, which is the manager needs to go. Matisse is there saying Ten Hag. Where is it? It says Ten Hag needs 2 more signings. Matisse is there.
Don't worry, Matisse,
Listen,
man. Your time
his
will come.
time will come.
Matisse,
He's been there. He's been there.
Yo.
He has been there. I'm going to block him. Actually, I'm blocking him. I'm not blocking. I'm not. That's bad, man. Big up to Saeed. Big up to Alice. Big up to Adam.
Come on, man.
Of course, big up to KG. And Owen, everybody's channels are in the links in the video description below, guys. So go and show love to everybody's channel. It's all there. Minna's been in the chat as well. Show love to her channel, and Marcel, and everybody else. Eminem says, "Time to
apart
find
from
the right
Ma,
manager."
obviously. Apart from Matisse, don't show love to his channel.
Go to his channel and unsubscribe. Do that. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's all love. Make sure you go show love to Matisse as well. The whole community is doing really, really well. It's good to see so many content creators just linking up with each other, working together, and supporting each other as well, which is really, really good. Even in times of shit, when we got to get cooked, we got to get fucking ridiculed. I was sitting in a sausage suit earlier on today. You got Abby giving it. Matisse is telling me, hold that. It's shit.
I got mine later on, man. Big 6, man.
There you go, mate. It's peak, mate. It's peak. Guys, thanks for watching. We're out of here. Take care.
Man. Love.